Okay, very good morning, students. Today we continue our lecture with the same chapter, partial derivative, and the topic is method of Lagrange multipliers. Student, this is the last method of this chapter, uh, partial derivative, and this is the last lecture of this chapter, unit 4. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start new chapter. So let's start with the method of Lagrange multipliers. In this method, we have given a function with three variables x, y, and z. And these variables are connected by the relation that is phi x, y, z equal to 0. And this relation we give as equation 1. Okay, so this is our first step. The next step is we have to construct an auxiliary equation f of xyz with the first equation and plus lambda phi of xyz. This lambda is an undetermined coefficient. This lambda is an undetermined coefficient. So this is our step 2. So we have to construct an auxiliary equation. This is known as equation number 2. The next step is we have to differentiating equation 2 partially with respect to x, y and z. So after differentiating partially with respect to x, we get equation 3. After differentiating partially with respect to y, we get equation number 4. And after differentiating partially with respect to z, we get equation number 5. Okay. By eliminating lambda from this equation 3, 4 and 5, we get the values of x, y and z and are obtained for which the given function has stationary value. It means it have maybe the maximum value or the minimum value. Okay, so these are the steps for solving the given function with three variables x, y, z which are connected by the relation phi of x, y, z. So let's start the examples of this method for the better understanding. That is, our first example is find the minimum value of x square y z cube subject to the condition 2x plus y plus 3z is equal to 8. Okay, so this is our given function x square y z cube and this is our condition. So let's start the solution. Here f of x y z, that is x square y z cube, and this condition is 2x plus y plus 3z. So we keep as phi of x, y, z, that is 2x plus y plus 3z minus a equal to 0, which is our equation 1. Okay, this constraint we take as equation 1. Now, auxiliary equation B. See, what is our auxiliary equation? See, this is f of x, y, z plus lambda of phi x, y, z equal to 0. So, see, what is our f of x, y, z? This is our x square y z cube. This is our f of x, y, z plus lambda into this phi of x, y, z. And what is our phi of x, y, z? 2x plus y plus 3z minus 8 equal to 0. So this is our auxiliary equation and this equation is known as equation number 2. Okay. Now, differentiating equation 2 partially with respect to x, y and z. So then after we get question number 3, 4 and 5. See, this is differentiating equation 2 partially with respect to x, y, z. So after differentiating partially with respect to x, we get equation 3. After differentiating partially with respect to y, we get equation 4. And similarly, differentiating with respect to z, we get equation number 5. Okay. So I keep equation 2 again, that is x square y z cube plus lambda 2x plus y plus 3z minus a equal to 0. This is my equation 2, right? And I am going to differentiate partially with respect to x. So that is first equation 2x y z cube. See, derivative of first term is what? 2xy z cube. And the derivative of second term with respect to x, that is 2 lambda equal to 0. Okay. Now, if I keep this lambda as a subject, then here 2 lambda is equal to what? 2x y z cube. Both, see, this is minus, right? So this both 2 will be cancelled out, and the value of lambda is, if I keep lambda as a subject, that is minus x y z cube. Okay. Similarly, if I keep the derivative of equation 2 with respect to y, the derivative of this first term with respect to y, that is x square z cube. And the derivative of second term with respect to y, that is just lambda, right? So if I keep lambda as a subject in this equation, that is minus x square z cube. And similarly, the partial derivative of equation 2 with respect to z, that is the derivative of z cube, that is 3z square, and at that time x square y keep it same. So 3x square y in z square, and the second term here 3z, so 3 into lambda, the derivative of z with respect to z is 1 here. Okay. And if I keep lambda as a subject in this equation, then both 3 will be cancelled out, and lambda is equal to minus x square y z square. So this is equation 3, this one is equation 4, and this one is equation 5. Okay. So have you any doubts, students, till equation 5? If you have any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So, from equation 3 and 3, 4 and 5, what is our next step, students? As per the rule, see, eliminating lambda from equation 3, 4 and 5, right? So, here I am going to eliminate lambda from this equation 4, 3, 4 and 5, that is from equation 3, 4 and 5, all are left hand side are same, right hand side are also same. Here I keep minus common, so remaining term is x y z cube is equal to x square z cube and is equal to x square y z square. Okay. See here, all are lambda, lambda equal to, and this one is also lambda equal to. So the all are same, and I keep minus as a common. Next, if I keep x z square common from all the three terms, if I keep x z square common from all three terms, the remaining term is yz, here xz, and here xy. What? X z square common from all three terms. So after equating first and second, what is our answer? After equating first and second, both z will be cancelled out. So we have x is equal to y, right? And And after equating second and third answer, so we have y equal to z. It means here x equal to y and y equal to z. So x equal to y equal to z. So substituting x equal to y equal to z in equation in equation 1. And what is our equation 1? And our equation 1 is, see this, 2x plus y plus 3z minus a equal to 0, which is our constraint. So here 2x plus y plus 3z minus a equal to 0. Here all x, y, z are same. So I keep y and z as x. So 2x plus 3x. I keep this minus a right hand side. So that is plus a. So 6x is equal to a implies x is equal to a by 6, right? And x, y and z all are same. So x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to a by 6. So minimum value of, see what we want to find, what is our question? We want to find the minimum value of x square y z cube. So minimum value of x square y z cube, that is the x is what? A by 6, here square, right? Y is again a by 6 and here z cube, that is a by 6 whole cube. So the final answer is a by 6 whole raised to 6. The final answer is a by 6 all raised to 6. Yes, Abhay, very good. So have you any doubts, students, in this example? This is our final answer. Okay. I want the response by all of you. Have you any doubt? Okay. See students, this is the one most IMP method, as this is the last method of partial derivative and this is the most IMP method. So if you have any query, any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So let's move with one more example. Okay, no doubt. Okay. So let's move with one more example. That is interesting example. Ma'am, if we have to find the maximum value, then we have to do the same method. Yes, Isika. We are doing this method, we are applying for the extreme values. And extreme means maximum or minimum. The same method for the both. Okay. So let's move with one more example. Here, a rectangular box open at the top is to have a volume of 32 cubic units. 32 cubic units. Find the dimension of the box requiring list material for its construction. Students, this is really very nice example. Please read carefully. See, we have a rectangular box. That box open at the top is to have a volume of 32 cubic units. Find the dimension of the box requiring list material for its construction. Okay, so let's start the solution. Here, let x, y and z be the dimension of the box. Now, the box is open at the top, right? The box is open at the top. It means the surface area of the box, that is xy plus 2yz plus 2xz, right? And volume, which is already given, volume V, that is xyz is equal to 32. So this is our constraint. Our volume is our constraint. Volume is fixed, that is 32. So let phi of xyz, that is xyz minus 32, which is our equation 1. Okay. Now the auxiliary equation is, let auxiliary equation be, that is our given function here, xy plus 2yz plus 2xz in plus into lambda, which is undetermined coefficient, into our given constraint, that is xyz minus 32 equal to 0, right? And this is our equation 2. So have you any doubts, students, till equation 2? Okay, so not out. Okay, so here the differentiation equation 2 partially with respect to x, y and z. Okay, I am again writing equation 2 for the easy differentiation. So equation 2 is what? That is xy plus 2xz plus 2yz plus lambda into xyz minus 32 equal to 0, right? This is my equation 2. So I am going to differentiate with respect to x, and that is y plus 2z plus lambda yz, right, equal to 0, implies if I keep lambda as subject, then minus y minus 2z upon this y into z is multiplier of lambda. So I keep in the denominator upon yz, right? After dividing it individually. So minus y upon yz. So y will be cancelled out. That is minus 1 upon z. And zz will be also cancelled out. So minus 2 upon y. So this is my equation 3. So this is the value of the lambda. Now, after differentiating partially with respect to y, so the derivative of this first bracket with respect to y, that is x, plus here 2z plus, that is lambda into xz, right? Lambda into xz. So equal to 0 implies if I keep lambda as a subject, then that is minus x minus 2z upon xz. So here xx will be cancelled out. So minus 1 upon z minus 2 upon x, and this is my equation 4. And Ishika, you have doubt. Ma'am, how we get to know which equation is f of xyz and which is phi of xyz? See, Ishika, your constraint is your phi of xyz. Here volume is fixed, right? Volume is fixed, that is what? 32. So this is your constraint, and what is your constraint? That is your equation 5, and you have to find the dimension. Okay, so as per the dimension, your surface area, it is not your constraint, it depends on the dimension. So this is your f of xyz. What is your constraint is your phi of xyz, and what you want to find extreme value, that is your f of xyz. Okay. Okay, Shika. So now let's move with the partial derivative with respect to z. So the derivative of z for this first bracket, that is 2x plus 2y plus here lambda into xy equal to 0. So implies, if I keep lambda as subject, then here minus 2x minus 2y upon xy. So this is minus 2 upon y, and here minus 2 upon x. This is my equation 5. Now from equation 3, 4 and 5, as you all know, we are going to eliminate the lambda. So as lambda equal to all left hand side are equal, that are lambda. So by equating right hand side, that is minus 1 upon z minus 2 upon y equal to minus 1 upon z minus 2 upon x equal to minus 2 upon y minus 2 upon x. Okay. So students, see carefully. Now, yes, Harshal, very good. Your answer is absolutely right. See students carefully, by equating this first and second value. Okay, first and second value. See, both minus 1 upon z will be cancelled out, right? So what is the remaining term? That is minus 2 upon y is equal to minus 2 upon x. So if I equate minus 2 upon y equal to minus 2 upon x, then also what is the value of x and y? So by equating this first and second value, I have x is equal to y. X is equal to y. See students carefully. Both minus 1 upon z will be cancelled out. The remaining term is minus 2 upon y is equal to minus 2 upon x. Okay. So by equating both the side, what is the value of x and y? By equating both the side, x is equal to y, right? So any doubt for x equal to y answer? Okay. So by equating second and third, this minus 2 by x will be cancelled out, right? And what is the remaining term? That is minus 1 upon z is equal to minus 2 upon y. If I get minus common, and if I keep z as a subject, then what is the value? My z is y by 2. By equating second and third. Okay, see carefully. This minus 2 by x will be cancelled out, and minus 1 upon z is equal to minus 2 upon y. If I get minus sign common, and if I kept z as a subject, then z is what? Y upon 2, right? So here, after equating first and second, my answer is y equal to x, and after equating second and third, my answer is z is equal to y by 2, right? Z is equal to y by 2. As x and y both are same, so z is equal to x by 2 also. So here x and y both are same, and this z is equal to, we keep as y by 2 or z by 2. Now we want to find the minimum value, right? That is, what is our constraint? We want to find the volume, that is substitute x, y and z in equation 2. Here x, y, z minus 32 equal to 0. So the x keep it same, y is x, z is x by 2. I keep 32 right hand side. Roll number 34, please hide your camera. So x cube is 64. Roll number 74, hide your camera. So x is 4, right? So as x and y both are same, so x and y is equal to 4 and z is x by 2, x is 4, so this is 2. Here the dimension, hence the dimension of the box requiring list material for its construction are 4, 4 and 2. X is 4, y is 4 and z is 2. See students, we want to find the dimension of the box. And what are the dimension of the box? That is x, y and z. And we find the value of x, y and z, that is 4, 4 and 2. So any doubt? Roll number 93, Mano, please hide your camera. Yes, very good. Roll number 122, Priyansh, 113, Yogesh, Kushal. Good. So this is the answer. Have you any doubt in this example? If you have any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll move for the next example. Okay, Priya. No doubt? Okay. Okay, Amog. So let's move with one more example. That is, find, the example is, in a plane triangle ABC, find the extreme value of cos A, cos B, cos C. Okay, so students, in this question, we have a plane triangle ABC and we want to find the extreme value of cos A, cos B and cos C. So let's start the solution. Here, our given function f of a, b, c, we want to find the extreme value, that is our function f, cos A, cos B and cos C. Okay, see carefully. We want to find the extreme value, that is our function f. And what is our constraint? Have you got any idea about the constraint of triangle? Anyone? Please let me know in the chat box. What is our constraint? Yes, yes, Bhushan. Very good. You are right. Yes, Janil, you are also right. Roll number 92, 99. Perfect. Yes, Yogesh, you are also right. Krupen, very good. Mahek, yes. Harshal, very happy. Yes, students. Yes, yes, Priyansh. Students, our constraint is here A in any triangle. The summation of all three angles are 180. Okay, so this is our constraint. So let phi ABC is equal to A plus B plus C minus 180, and this constraint we tell as a phi of ABC, and this one is our equation 1. Now the auxiliary equation we our function f of ABC, that is cos A, cos B, cos C plus undetermined coefficient lambda into our constraint, that is A plus B plus C minus 180 equal to 0, and this is our equation 2. Now we are going to the partial derivative of equation 2 with respect to A, B and C, that is differentiation equation 2 partially with respect to A, B and C. Okay, so again I am writing cos A, cos B, cos C plus lambda A plus B plus C minus 180 equal to 0, right? This is our equation 2. Now, after differentiating with respect to x, the derivative of this first term with respect to A, that is derivative of cos A minus sin A, and cos B into cos C, keep it same, and the derivative of the second term with respect to A, that is lambda. So here if I keep this equal to 0, so if I keep this lambda as a subject, so lambda equal to sin A, cos B and cos C. This minus n will be converted into the plus. Similarly, after differentiating partially equation 2 with respect to B, then cos A keep it same, and the derivative of this cos B is minus sin B, and cos C again remains same, and the derivative of the second term, that is derivative of B with respect to B, is 1. So lambda equal to 0 implies, if I keep lambda as a subject, then I have cos A sin B cos C, and the same for the partial derivative with respect to C, that is cos A cos B minus sin C plus lambda, and after keeping lambda as a subject, here cos A cos B sin C. So this is my equation 3, this one is 4 and this one is 5. So from equation 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so after eliminating lambda, I have sin A cos B cos C. Here cos A sin B cos C, and the last, that is cos A cos B sin C. After dividing the all terms by cos A, cos B and cos C, right? Dividing by cos A, cos B, cos C. So if I divide by cos A, cos B, cos C, this cos B, cos C will be cancelled out, and the remaining term is sin A upon cos A, right? So here we have sin A upon cos A, in the second sin B upon cos B, and in the third sin C upon cos C, right? Here cos A cos C cancel out, sin B upon cos B. Here cos B cancel out, sin C upon cos C. So this is tan A equal to tan B equal to tan C. Here all tan A, tan B and tan C are equal. It means A equal to B equal to C. And if any triangle, all angles are same, then they are angle of 60. It means pi by 3, right? So f maximum value, that is cos A, cos B, cos C. Here cos pi by 3. Again cos B is again pi by 3. And this one is also pi by 3. That is 1 half, 1 half and 1 half. So my answer is 1 by 8. Okay students. So have you any doubt? Yes. Yes. Roll number 102, Harshal, Janil. Yes, Diya. Very good. You all are right. Amog have no doubt. Okay, Hitik have also no doubt. So, yes, Priyan, you are right. So, this is the answer. Okay. So, if you have no query, so we'll give you some example for you from home for homework. Okay. So, note down the example. That is, first question is, find the minimum value of x square plus y square subject to the condition ax plus by equal to c. Okay. And the next question is, show that if the perimeter of a triangle is constant, the triangle has maximum area when it is equilateral. Okay, so students, this is our last tape for the partial derivative. One announcement for all of you. If you have any query for the first chapter, that is Fourier series, and for the partial derivative, please let me through the WhatsApp. Okay, so I will try to arrange one lecture for your query only. But before that, you have to tell me, you have to know me that what is your query about the Fourier series or partial. You have to just tell me that the topic name, right? So it may be odd even for the Fourier series, it may be half range series, and for the partial derivative, any kind of topic. So just you have to drop the topic name and WhatsApp. Okay, I will arrange one lecture for your queries only, right? So if you have any query for today's lecture, let me know in the chat box. Otherwise,